and welcome back to my channel. It's Becca. Today we are doing a get ready with me and story time. So if you want to hear the story, continue watching. Also, we're getting ready for a photo shoot and I'm so excited. And you'll hear a little bit more about that later on, what the photo shoot is for. But if you want to achieve this look and hear the story time, keep watching. Also, hit like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell if you want to get notified every time I post. And always, my Instagram will be in the description box below, and give that a follow if you'd like. Today, my friend Olivia asked me to do a photo shoot with her. She's getting into photography, and so I think that she's gonna use these photos to promote herself. I'm so excited she asked me to do that. I mean, why would I say no? I'm getting a free photo shoot done. Free pictures, professional. I'm so excited. So we're gonna be getting ready for that. I'm gonna go for a thicker foundation today because I want it to be just flawless. I'm gonna have cameras. I meant I'm so bougie. One free photo shoot. I'm gonna have cameras everywhere. Anyway, I am going for a more high coverage makeup look today, so I'm probably gonna use my Clinique. I'll be using this one today. But I'm going to start with, of course, my primers, the mattifying hard candy version primer. And then my e.l.f. poreless. And let me tell you, look at her. She has been through it, y'all. Been through it. So I'm probably just going to start with literally a dab of this. And I like to press this into my nose and chin and right here area because I feel like that's where my pores are kind of big. So this story time that I wanted to share with y'all, it's kind of hard to talk about with me, and I was kind of not sure if I wanted to share it with y'all, because it's just it is a hard thing to talk about, and it's something that I've told some of my friends about, and they're just what? They cannot believe that happened to me. And so I'm going to be sharing it with y'all today. To share it with y'all, I feel like I kind of got to start from the beginning. So it was the beginning of November, and I had literally just been home because if y'all watched my previous video, y'all know that I had been home every weekend pretty much. And my dog Oreo, which if you follow me on social media, you've seen a post about him at least once or twice. And he was just there, and that's my baby, y'all. Literally had him since my 6th grade year in middle school, and we've had him about 9-10 years now, and that's my child. He taught me responsibility, just taking care of him, and he's Jack Zoo, which my mom and I made that breed up for him because he's just a mutt, basically. He's a Shih Tzu mixed with a Jack Tzu, and I think there's a little bit of poodle in there. And so he has in the past been attacked by just other dogs in the neighborhood because he's smaller and he thinks he's this huge dog, y'all. He does not think he's a small dog at all. And he's been attacked by something we weren't sure of. I've always kind of thought it was a coyote. So throughout those, him getting hurt and stuff, I've had to just really take care of him. And, I woke up an hour before school to pack his wounds and just make sure they didn't get infected and all of that. So it's just been, literally, he's been my child. He's who I've taken care of. And, so I just want to tell you, that kind of backstory to show you that, he was a family member to us and how... And I feel a lot of y'all can relate who have dogs or cats, just how much they mean to you and how much they turn, sorry, I'm wetting my sponge, how much they turn into a family member. Let me take a little break. Let me find my, do I want to do face makeup first today or do I want to do eye makeup? Because if I do have any fallout, let's do eye makeup first today. Anyway, back to what I was saying, I'm sorry. So it was the beginning of November. I had just left the house literally that Sunday that he was taken. And he barks at night sometimes. He's like our little watchdog. And he barks at night if there's like a possum. Like, y'all, he's literally treated a possum before. That's what I'm telling you. He thinks he's a big dog and he's not. But, so he just barks at a lot of stuff like that. He'll bark if another dog's barking out in the neighborhood. It's just normal dog stuff. And, so he was barking one night, and my parents always go out to check on him if he starts barking because of the incidents we've had in the past. We just want to protect him and keep him safe and make sure that there's nothing out there. If he's barking another dog, great, fine, but we have to make sure. And it was 2 in the morning, my mom said, that Sunday night, and he was barking, but she said it was just like 2 quick barks, and then he stopped. And Mama didn't really think anything about it. Like, I was going to college, so I wasn't there. But Mama didn't think anything about it. She was like, okay, well, the other dog must have stopped barking in the neighborhood, something like that. The next morning, we live on a farm, and the next morning, Dad went out to go feed, and Oreo is normally, I'm just going in real quick, y'all, with a shade right here to make that, my eye color all the same color, to start with that base. But anyway, my dad went out to go feed the next morning, and Oreo wasn't under the carport. He didn't come when we called. He didn't come later on the afternoon. Like, Mom had lunch break for school, and she went home to go see if he was under the carport then. Not under the carport. So, Mom and Dad didn't want to freak out at the beginning, and obviously didn't tell me at the beginning, because if he was just out hunting, which he does like to hunt, but he's always been there in the morning with Daddy or with me, whoever's in there that day. And so they were like, well, let's just see. They checked around the whole farm, entire farm. My dad even, and like the last thing they thought about was like, okay, maybe coyotes did attack him. Maybe he got into something that he shouldn't have. And so Daddy and Mama started looking everywhere around the farm for evidence, his fur, him laying down in the field. Like, Daddy even got on a horse and rode and looked. And if y'all, I'll just tell you, my dad's like a manly man, farmer, he was looking for that dog. And that's normally not like him. He's normally like, oh, this dog, blah, blah, blah. And finally, I think I'm going to go in with this brownie, 2 shades right here, and mix. But finally, they weren't finding him at all, and they called around. Obviously, they knocked on every single door that was near us and asked around. They did literally all they could do, and I know that. And then Mom called Jonathan, which is my boyfriend, if y'all don't know that. And she called Jonathan and was like, is Rebecca with you? And I'll still remember this day so vividly. Obviously, it was only like 3 months ago, but very hard. We had just got done with band practice, and I had planned to go to the gym with a couple of my friends, and John and I were shopping at Hobby Lobby. And apparently Mom had called him before to make sure that, like, where is she at? And so we were in Hobby Lobby. John's trying to get me out of there, but of course, the person I am, I'm looking for the bargains. Anyway, I get a call from Mom in Hobby Lobby, which probably wasn't planned on her part, but John couldn't get me out of there. And because if a lot of y'all know me, I'm very headstrong, and I'm gonna do what I want. But I get a call from Mom in Hobby Lobby, and she's like, I can't, y'all. It's so hard. She was like, Oreo's missing. And I just broke down. Obviously, it's just hard. And I was like, are you joking me? Where's he at? Is he okay? Like, what happened? She was like, no, we can't find him anywhere. We've put in reports and reports. And that was on, I think a Monday that they told me finally, Monday night. And I was like, oh my God, And I freaked out. I literally posted all over Facebook. And if any of y'all followed my family on Facebook before, you saw we were all posting on Facebook that week. And honestly, I don't care if it aggravated anyone. I really don't. If one person shares it to people that we don't know what he looks like if they see him and have a heart, they could bring it back to us or contact the person that shared it. I was just really depending on that. And honestly, I was talking to my mom, and my mom always tries to see the positive things or the positive stuff, outcomes from stuff. And she was like, well, Rebecca, if this shows you anything, people really care about you. And she was right, because I had so many people sharing the post and just sending me prayers and love, and it was just so encouraging. But at the same time, I was literally crying every night, every day, like every second I was just crying. And I remember I had asked Mom, I was like, have you done this? Have you done that? I was calling her like 24/7 because it's so hard. They were there and could do stuff. I was here at college and couldn't do jack. All I could do was post on Facebook. All I could do was share on Snapchat. All I could do was just share. And I felt like I was so out of control. And I feel like, I'm going to get to that, but I feel like it really did teach me some lessons with that. But I really had no control at all. And so I was really having to depend on God. I was praying every single day, felt like every moment I was praying. I was like, God, please bring him back, Lord. I was like, please, God. I really, it wasn't his time. Small dogs, if y'all know this, small dogs live a lot longer than bigger dogs. And I was like, he's only 9 years old. And if y'all ever meet him, or I actually might throw in some videos and some pictures, because he's precious. I think I'll do that right now. He just has so much more life to live, is basically what I was praying. And I was like, God, please bring him back, And I feel like during those hard times, sometimes you feel like God isn't talking back, but he always is. Maybe he answers your prayers in ways that you don't necessarily understand at the time. Maybe he answers your prayers in ways that you don't necessarily agree with at the time. But it's always for your benefit, because God is always going to come through and show you what he did that for. So anyway, back to the story. I was supposed to come home that Friday because I was going to search for Oreo. And I just remember coming home. My mom had even paid a site to put Oreo up on there for us. She paid the site to do that. And so, and I'll link that site probably down below in the description if any of y'all have ever lost your dog. It's a really good site. I don't think it's too much to put your dog on there, but they send it out to everywhere in South Carolina. And you don't have to do anything but pay and put it on there. But anyway, so we put him on that. On the Friday I was coming home, Mom just found out about that on that Friday. And so I guess my prayer every day would be like, God, please bring him back the next day. God, please bring him back the next day, the next day, the next day. Then Friday came around and I was like, God, when I come home, please bring him back to us. God, please bring him back on Friday. And I got home. I remember turning on my road. It's like a long road, but I turned on my road and I drove really slow and started yelling his name. And pulled up in the driveway, just praying, like, God, please bring him around. He normally runs around our driveway and runs to the car. I was like, God, please just bring him around to the car. God, please bring him around to me. And he wasn't there. So I came inside, started bawling my eyes out to Mama. Mama told me, she told me this later on. My Uncle Charles was there working on some stuff at the house. And Mama told me that she told Uncle Charles, she's like, Charles, it's been a week. I can't tell Rebecca this right now, but I don't think he's coming back. And I had looked up early in the week, I knew that Oreo wasn't gone. I knew that he wouldn't just leave like that, because he stayed outside for 9 years and never left like that. So I was like, what is going on? So, of course, I looked up online, why would dogs be stolen? Shouldn't have done that, but I did. And the first couple two made a lot of sense. They were like, they're a purebred dog, then they're gonna get stolen sometimes if people want to make money off them. And it was coming towards the Christmas season, so I was like, okay, that makes sense, but Oreo's not a purebred dog. The other one was they'll steal them for dog fighting. And my heart dropped. I was so scared. I called Aunt Angeli and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Why would they steal Oreo for dog fighting? Because, you know, he's a small dog. He's not a pit bull. He's not mean. And she was like, they use them for bait dogs. I was like, what? And I just had a gut feeling. And so I just started praying, like, God, please bring him tomorrow, God. And then I'm sitting there, we just ate dinner, and I get this call from a friend that I grew up with in high school. And I'm like, okay, why is he calling me? Because, like, he normally wouldn't call me on the phone. And so my first thought was, like, he has Oreo. And so I answer the phone. I don't even say, hey. I'm just like, do you have Oreo? And which I know now is probably kind of rude, but I didn't care at the time. I was like, do you have Oreo? And I heard Oreo crying in the back. Because I'll insert another video.
Oreo, do you miss me? Yeah.
But he talks to us, like, every time I come home. It's just the cutest thing. And I heard him doing that on the phone. And I was like, that is him. And he was like, yeah, I think I got him. So I freaked out. I told Mom and Daddy, I was like, Holden has him, Holden has him. And they were all like, don't get too excited. It's probably not him. And I understand why. But y'all, I had so much faith. Right when I heard him talking, I was like, that is my dog. I know that is my dog. And Holden pulls up, and y'all, it is him. Oh my gosh. I will insert a picture here of the night I got him back. And that is my friend Holden. I was so excited, so freaking blessed that God allowed us to find him again. Holden was our angel that night, and forever will be that to our family, because he brought back our child. And let me just tell y'all, when we got him back, he was happy, obviously, but when we got him back, it smelled like cigarettes, smelled like alcohol. And I was like, and I wish I would have brought that rope here from home. He was tied up. A rope was tied around his neck, a thick nylon rope that he had chewed through. And, like, we showed, like, our family and stuff, and because I was like, maybe it's not, maybe he didn't chew, maybe somebody cut him loose, like, saw him being treated badly and cut him loose. No, he chewed through and was on his way to us. Now, Holden lives probably about, like, 10 miles from us, so that's another way that we know that he didn't leave. Oreo would have never even gone 10 miles away from the house. You know what I mean? And most dogs don't ever go that far. And so I just knew that he was taken. And when we got him back, I was like, he stinks. We don't know what he's been around. Let's bathe him. And so I start to bathe him, and he cries when I pick him up. Like, literally so loud, cries. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody's hurt him. He's in pain. But apparently he was just really sore from turning like that and chewing himself free. Such a fighter. I put him in the tub, and we took him to the vet the next day. But before that, my Aunt Angela came to our house and, like, helped me take care of him, because we had no idea what they had been feeding him. And a lot of these dogs, like, when people take them for dog fighting, they feed him, like, stuff to make them angry. They feed him, like, gunpowder, which is really scary. And that was the first thing that we thought had happened to him, because they do that to make them angry, because it, like, burns their stomach. It makes them very unhappy. And it makes them mean, like they won't, for when they do the dog fighting, because I'm pretty sure a bait dog is just used for what it sounds like, to get the dogs angry at the beginning. We went to the vet, and he was okay. He was on, like, some antibiotics for, like, a week. But y'all, I kid you not my dog. He wasn't the same dog when we got him back for at least a month. He was terrified. He was terrified of going outside by himself. He did not want to be outside alone. We kept him in the house 24/7. So for a month, it took him a good bit to become himself again. Like, kid you not, the first night we had him back, he was terrified. My dad has, like, a really loud voice, and my dad started, like, talking loud, because my Aunt Angela was over and she brought my Uncle Clifton over, and they were chatting, and Dad was telling some story, and he like clapped his hands really loud, and Oreo ran for his life and hid under me. And so I just know that he was abused wherever he was. Obviously it's very traumatic. I cannot imagine. After we got him back, I was just like, gosh, I wish he could talk to me. Like, I wish you could tell me your story. Like, what happened? There have been, no joke, there have been 25 small dogs taken from off our road. And like I told you at the beginning, it is a long road, but 25 small dogs taken this year, y'all. Now, I don't think that the people, the police officers where I live, I don't think that they have found the people that have been taking these dogs, but at the same time, I totally understand that they have so many other things that are a lot more important to them, with crime and stuff like that, so I totally understand that. I'm just saying that I'm just so blessed to have him back, because there's 23, 24 other dogs that never got to come home. When you think about that, it's so sad. So sad. And you wonder, like, what kind of people have the heart to do that? That's what I wonder. And I know not everybody's an animal person, but you don't take an animal out and make them fight if you have a heart. You know what I mean? It really brought my attention and made me aware of, hey, this stuff doesn't just happen far away from home. It can happen right there in front of you. It forced me to have more awareness about it, so that I can prevent. And I just, like I said at the beginning, I didn't want to share because I don't want it to be like, oh, clickbait because my dog got stolen. No. Like, I feel like me sharing this story just brings attention to others, because it's a serious matter. But sorry, y'all, I've been like talking this whole time. If you were noticing, it took me forever to blend these colors out. They finally look the same. I did like a darker black and browns and then a goldy champagne color on top, and I popped that color right there in it. But I think that this palette needs to be thrown away, which is very, very hard to say because look, so much color still left. But if a lot of you didn't know, these are, once you open these bad boys, they have 12 months. I've had this since last Christmas, so it has been 12 months, but the colors are very splotchy and very hard to blend out. Like this right here, there's still like a little splotch there. So I'm gonna throw this away. I noticed that the last time I used it that it was very splotchy and wouldn't blend out, so I think it's time for it to get thrown away. But yeah, just so you're aware of that, that palettes and makeup does go bad, because I was not aware of that until recently. Okay. So, and then I just added my foundation. As you can tell, it is very full coverage. I added that, blended that down to the neck, and I'm just gonna apply some powder on top, and we're gonna start contouring. But anyway, back to the story. I'm sorry. This video is like hard to tell a story and do your makeup and tell you what I'm using. This is the e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. I used this in the last couple of videos. I love it. Anyway, back to the story. The reason I wanted to share this, like I was saying, was to bring awareness to it. And I wanted to tell you what I learned from this. Because you can always, I believe, that you can always take a positive from something. You know? There's always positive and good that can come out of the worst times. So my positive that I brought out from this would be to trust God. I fully had to put my trust in God because, as I told y'all, I had no control over the situation at all. I was 3.5 hours away from home. I could not do anything to help him or help the situation out. And so I really just had to like put my full trust in God, knowing that there was not a thing I could do. And that was tough because as somebody who likes to have control, I feel like a lot of people like that, just makes it very hard for that person to fully give everything to God. And so I feel like God taught me that through this. Like I told y'all, there's always good that can come from whatever happens in your life. And that was definitely something that God taught me. Also, it taught me that prayer is important in your walk with God. I've been taught that over my life, and I've been told that over my life many times, that for your relationship to grow in Christ, that you need to be prayerful, you need to be in the Word and just speaking to God, just talking to Him. And I've always known that, and I feel like my walk with Christ has grown a lot, but has especially my just talking to God, like a friend, talking to Him, has really, really grown after this has happened. God does answer prayers. It's not always the way we want them to be answered, but good comes out of those answers either way. And that's something that I had to learn too. But anyway, let's carry on with the makeup. I hope that y'all enjoyed my story time. Let's have some fun and get ready. So I'm going to go in with my Camouflage Essence Concealer. It says waterproof tattoo covering. I don't know if I believe that, but it's a good concealer. It's lighter, and then my Tarte Tape Shape is darker. I'm gonna mix the two since I do have a darker foundation on right now. So we're just gonna mix them. Put a little there, put a little there. I have just sprayed my face, and I am going to dip into some bronzer. And I'm going to go in with today the City Bronzer by Maybelline. She's pretty, she's brown, she's bronzy. So I'm going to go in with that and just bronze up my little cheekies. And I got a question for y'all, and comment down below, but I have a question because I've been really, I love makeup. Y'all know I love to do makeup, and I've just been really looking in and getting a lot of commercials. You know how Instagram brings up stuff that it's a little weird that they know you want that. But anyway, I've been wondering about doing the Ipsy, like a site like Ipsy, or if y'all know of any other brands that would be good to do. And just like, I kind of want to look into doing that because I think it's awesome that you can get like brand new products every month, and it's not like I'm having to go out and spend a lot, like it's brought to my door. And it's stuff that I normally wouldn't like look at, or so I can like learn new brands and have more to test and play with. So I didn't know if any of y'all do that or what. And if you did, do you like it? Or if you did and you stopped using it, why? I just kind of want to like figure that out. I don't know a lot of people that have done it, so I was just kind of interested in that because I think that it would be a really good investment, especially in the future. Because I did like one of their little quizzes to see like what products that would be good for them to send me. And like you even get like face wash and stuff, and y'all know I'm into skincare too, so I just think it'd be something to really look into. So if y'all know anything about that, comment down below, DM me, something. I kind of want to know about it. So I'm just going to go in with these two highlighters. Okay, so we are back. Mascara's on. This look has kind of come together. I'm going to do some lipstick. I know I said I was going to curl my hair, but I just kind of straightened it and did a middle part because of time. I am really struggling with what to wear. I have, oh, sugar fart, y'all. Sugar freaking fart. I have an all black outfit on with a pop of cheetah heel. I'm not necessarily sure what to wear. Oh my god, it looks terrible. It looks terrible. I need help. Ah! Oh dear Lord. Say a little prayer for me. I don't see the earrings. Y'all, I'm a freak. I really don't see the earrings. Great. Hey guys, I'm back. And as you can tell, I'm in a whole nother outfit. I'm going to show y'all my OOTD. I decided to not go with the all black look, and I am going with a pop of color for spring. Hopefully that it will give a springy kind of vibes. But it's just was hard for me to find something to wear today because it's cold outside, but spring's in a couple of days. And I was like, if this photos are being taken and March is just around the corner, I want them to be kind of springy looking. So finally found the outfit. I'm going to share that with y'all, and then Olivia will be here soon and we'll head to get our pictures taken. Alright, so this is the final look. I got this shirt very recently, actually this past weekend, and I'm wearing it with some cute jeans, heeled shoes. They're very cute. And this is it. Okay, hey y'all, I'm with Olivia now. This is Olivia.
Hi.
We are about to start taking some pictures. She's getting her stuff out, and I'll try to set up my phone. Maybe I can video her taking some pictures and stuff. So, yeah. So, hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and just please hit like and subscribe. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.